Music for global change. Creating music that inspires the world. Welcome to the Music for Global Change broadcast. And now here's your hosts, founder and music ambassador Skyler Jett with Deborah Fenella and Tom Bryant.
Hello.
Hi. Wow. She looks a lot better than Skyler.
Hey.
Skyler's still here, you know.
For sure.
Ronald, meet Nani.
Nani. How are you, Nani?
I'm good. How are you?
Nani, Noam.
Yeah.
Where are you from, Noam?
Originally from Israel, but living in Amsterdam.
Oh, we're all over the world now.
Yeah.
Where are you based?
I am in Auckland, New Zealand.
Oh, wow. Great.
I'm way away. Yeah, I'm so far away, it's still summer here.
Can we switch?
For sure. I've done enough work on my tan.
Truly international. We are a truly international show today, Ronald.
Today, for sure.
We certainly are. So, welcome to the show, Ronald Lapread. You are best known as the ex-bass player of the Commodores. You were in the Commodores since pretty much the very beginning. You are the writer of Brickhouse, one of the most famous tracks from the group. Among others, I could mention.
Zoom.
It's a long list.
It's
Yeah.
a very long.
Andy's written for a lot of other people, including the America's Cup,
That was it, the America's Cup.
the theme song for the America's Cup.
Yeah.
I understand you didn't know that was going to actually happen.
Yeah, they told me that Skipper didn't want to have a theme song because he didn't want it to put anything over the, bad vibes or anything.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, okay. I left the song with TVNZ. They had the race going on. It went on for about a month. And then I said, okay, well, I'm going to Iran. My wife and I, we went to Tehran, and the day of the finish, New Zealand won. And all of a sudden I heard, da-da-da-da. And I said, wow, that sounds familiar. And it was my song. They were playing it. It said, "Go Black Magic, we love you." Yeah, and I said, my friends say, you know that song? And then I took my telephone and I let him hear the original version of it.
Wow.
Cool. In addition to that, you wrote, well, as I said earlier, you wrote Brickhouse, you wrote I Feel Sanctified, Say Yeah, and Zoom. Whilst you were with the band, you won the Grammy for Night Shift and the album Night Shift as well. And you've also produced the group A Taste of Honey, whose best known hit was Boogie Oogie Oogie in the 70s. There you go.
Yeah. Hardest thing in the world to do is for a man to produce and write for a woman. That's a difficult job.
Yeah.
They just don't talk the same way. They think the same, but they don't talk the same way.
Yeah. Like I wrote a women's empowerment song. It's really good. I'm getting ready to speak with Sister Sledge about doing it. Ronald is like my big brother. I lived with him for a couple of years in Alabama and one in LA. And I used to love it because Ronald used to get up in the morning and get his gun out and go hunt. His land was so big, he'd go out in the backyard, go hunting. He had a studio there. We would just, every morning, we just wake up and play music all day long and write music all day long. And we're getting ready to do that again, but it taught me so much and I love him so much.
I thought we were birds of a feather. We were both loving music and we just hooked up. That's it.
And it was wonderful. And I went to audition, and it's because of Ronald that I replaced Lionel for a couple of years, but it was his vote that really pulled me in, and I'm over the moon for that.
It was my fight. I had to fight to get you there. Man, but they saw it like I saw it after you started to sing. They said, oh, this little brother got some pipes. Yeah, he don't know the words, but he got the pipes.
Yeah, that was crazy. It was so crazy because Lionel's taller than me, and I was wearing his outfits, right? And I started thinking to myself, this guy farted in these pants. I'm like, whoa, you talk about taking somebody's place, right? I mean, you know, when you're wearing their clothes.
I know that's right. You're really taking their place.
Yeah, that was amazing. Noam sang for us a little early.
Yeah,
And
that's fantastic.
she's got amazing pipes.
Oh yeah,
Definitely.
And she plays trombone.
trombone.
Piano, all kinds of stuff.
See that trombone?
I see the piano, but trombone, that is something else, huh? Yeah, well, I was a sousaphone player.
Oh, that's fun.
I played sousaphone, French horn, and baritone, and second and third trumpet.
Well done, man.
Yeah,
So we
but
have chops.
Chops, you got
Yeah,
chops.
for it.
Yeah, I could see that armature there. Yeah,
Yeah.
I get.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it wasn't for the sousaphone, I don't think I would have gone on and used.
Really?
Wow.
Really?
Yeah,
What made you pick up the bass then?
necessity. Commodores came to me. Commodores came
Yeah,
to
we
me
don't
and
need
asked me.
sousaphone here.
Yeah. The bass player for the Commodores was the originator, and he got drafted, and he was the lead singer and the bass player and everything. And he got drafted, and they came to me and said, "Hey, you know any bass players?" I said, "Yeah, man, I'm the best bass player in town." Never had a bass in my hand in my life.
You're also the biggest able to blag, the biggest blag you could as well.
Well, if you think about it, you were playing bass, but just on another instrument, right? So
Just
you
on
already
another
had the mind for it.
Yeah, I had the position. I had the position that the bass fit. And then we started the band. When we started the band, I started playing. I thought sure that I was going to walk in there and they were going to give me sheet music and I was going to have to read the music and play the bass to that. But I walked in and they put a record on the turntable. And they said, "This is the next song we're going to play." I don't have perfect pitch, but it's relative. I can be very close to it. And if I can hum it, I can play it. Yeah,
Wow.
and that's the way you learn it. Yeah. And then I got lucky. We never played anyone else's songs. We always made up everything that we played. So I can do that.
Wow. So the Commodores, when you got your break, he was opening for the Jackson 5.
Yeah, we signed with our manager, Benny Ashburn, in New York City.
Okay.
He was a whiskey salesman. He said, I'm gonna take you to the top. And he had a friend who was working at Motown, Suzanne DePaz, and he arranged for her to come and see us perform at Lord Price's Turntable on 56th and Broadway in New York.
Okay.
And she came in sat in the back of the room. We did our show, and she called the manager the next day and said, "I want your boys to go on tour with the group from Motown, and you'll have 40 minutes on the set, and you got to be on 40 minutes and off on time." We said, okay. We went, put the show together and did that. We worked on the show for maybe 4 weeks. We didn't even know who we were working with. All we knew is we had 40 minutes that we had to fill.
Yeah.
We got there and the show started in Syracuse, New York. And I mean, coming from Alabama, when you get to Syracuse, there's 3 foot of snow on the ground. And I mean, it's cold. It's cold and all of that. And we're trying to find where we're supposed to play. And we drive up to this arena. And this arena had a big billboard that said Jackson 5 and the Commodores. And we had to sit there for about a half hour before we had enough nerve to go into the
Oh, wow.
Yeah, buddy. Shucks. That was the hardest job I have ever had.
Wow.
Because the Jackson 5 had a crowd of 5 to 9-year-olds.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, really?
All they wanted to do was hear, "I want you back."
Yeah.
I want you back. We had to be in front of them for 40 minutes.
Tough crowd, huh?
Yeah, man, it was tough. But luckily, their parents had to bring them. So the parents got into the Commodores and the kids got into Jackson 5. And we did that for 4 years. Everywhere they went, the Commodores were there. It just got to be, I think Michael Jackson gave us our start.
To tell you how much I love Ronald, I was living with him on this ranch, in Alabama. And he goes, Skyler, we're going to write a song and we're going to give the money away to poor families with children to help them get a scholarship. One of the kids get a scholarship. For me, that helped me start Music for Global Change, writing a social conscious song like that.
We were just after We Are the World, we are the children. And I said, okay, they did that and they gave money to Africa for starving kids. I'd never been to Africa to see any starving kids, but I did see starving kids in Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, Skyler, listen, we need to do something so that we can give back. I said, we need to give back. It was just shortly after I retired, right? It was just shortly after that. So Skyler and I went to Alabama and we sat down and we wrote the song and we rehearsed and recorded and we got everything done. And then we had a bright idea. We said, what we're going to do is we're going to give it to Alabama, but we want Alabama. I think they had like 360 something major radio stations in Alabama. And we said, okay, we'll give this songs to the state if they will play the song at the same time, simultaneously across the state of Alabama. And we worked on it for a while. And one day my phone rang. It was the secretary, Candy. She called. She said, Ronald, it's happening. It's happening. I said, what's that? She said, all the radio stations are playing your song. They're playing your song, all of them. And then the governor of Alabama, who was George Wallace, very anti-Black, when he got the whim as to what we were doing, he invited us to the governor's house in Montgomery, Alabama. We did an interview. And I think that was the first time Skyler was the star of the show. Skyler had this thing. He always turn around and look at me and say, hey, brother, hey, big brother, who did this for me?
It was you.
Yeah, we used to laugh at that. But it was all in fun. And I thought that Michael Jackson and Richie should have done something for USA for the people in their neighborhood. It was conceived by their efforts.
Mm-hmm.
And we did pretty good.
And the crazy thing is we had little posters and all kinds of stuff like that. So I'm getting on the plane, going back to Hollywood the next day, right?
Yeah.
And I walk on the plane and they gave me a standing ovation.
Wow.
And I'm like, oh my God. Yeah, we saw you on TV last night. What? Right? The cool thing about it, I'm walking through the first class, back to no class, you know what that, and then
say first class to low class.
Then I passed by Alex Haley, who wrote the movie, the TV series Roots.
Yeah.
And I go back to my seat, and the lady goes, "No, come back up here," and she sat me next to Alex Haley.
Wow.
The whole trip, 4-hour flight.
Whoa.
Back to, and it was just the most beautiful thing, you know. He said,
wow.
Why'd they give you, because he didn't see, he said, why'd they give you a standing ovation? I said, because I wrote a song with, you know, one of the bass player of the Commodores, and we gave all the money away to, you know, poor kids in Alabama. He said, let me buy you a drink. And I just wish somebody could have saw that. So I could say, Alex bought me a drink, right? You know, so, you know,
wow.
It was the coolest thing in the world. And when I moved to LA, when I was staying in LA with Ronald, we did the same thing. Get up every day and write music. Yeah. And it's the coolest thing. What a life, right? To be a musician. People just don't know, you know, how beautiful it is.
Yeah. I'm not gonna tell you how old I am now, but I do believe I'm a pretty funky old man.
Yeah, man.
I believe
but it's always the bass players that are the funkier people, you know, like they always have this vibe, you know. The drummers, they don't age as gracefully. I'm sorry to say.
You said it. I didn't say
it. The guitarists, they're like, they've been there this entire time, but the bass players were standing in the back. Being cool, you know.
Holding everything down. That's the one.
You exercise being cool your entire life. Like, how are you going to end up a grumpy old man? That's never going to happen.
Never happen. Never happen.
Nani, do you have a question for Ronald?
What's your favorite sound?
My goodness. Well, my favorite sound is bass. Any kind of bass.
Yeah.
Besides the bass.
Any kind of bass. I love that sub bass that you don't hear, you feel it.
Yeah.
When it goes, and it's under. I love that. But I'm pretty good with any sound. I like that. Like anything musical, I like. Yeah. I don't know, you know. I can be walking past the house and someone rings the doorbell and it goes ding dong, and my mind goes to making a song out of that.
I love it.
That's a problem we have, huh? It's like it never stops. You know?
Everything. You can hear the wind blowing through the trees.
Yes.
Makes you think of a song.
Yeah.
You know, and you, yeah.
People like put music on to relax. And I'm counting the bars.
That's right.
Oh, wow.
Oh, how did he do this leak? You know?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, buddy. But that's when you really understand that people who are musically talented, they are touched by God. Mm-hmm. Because that talent to be able to hear music and feel it and put it in its place, that's God's gift. Everybody loves it, but everybody can't do it.
That's right.
Yeah, only the few that he graced, then, you know, you get it. And I mean, country western, rock and roll, classical, doesn't matter. I can enjoy any kind of music as if it's together.
To tell you that you're right, my mom said the same thing one time. She said, baby, if you want to know God don't give this to everybody, go to the supermarket, take a gun, go to the supermarket, tell them to lock the doors, and tell all the musicians to come up front. Mm-hmm. Ain't gonna be many of them.
It ain't gonna be many. No, it won't be many of them. I have a friend here in New Zealand. He's got 8 bass guitars. He's got 4 tenor saxophones. He's got 3 keyboards and a microphone and speaker. And he can't carry a note in a bucket with a top on it. He's tone deaf as you could ever be. He know all the rhythmic parts, but none of the notes.
Right.
He'll play Beat It, Michael Jackson. Oh, doom, 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 doom. But the song is playing in B flat and he is playing in G and he thinks he's doing it, you know.
Yeah.
I tell him, I say, hey, man, I say, you're killing me. I say, you're killing me. Put that thing down.
Now you was going to ask him a question. What was it?
No, I was going to say something else. Like, you know, because you were saying musicians are people who are touched by God. And then I remembered this. I tour a lot, so like I was in Spain for a while. And then they told me a story that the ole that they shout in like the bullfights and all that stuff was originally not the word ole. It was the word Allah. It was the word for God. Yeah. And they originally started yelling it not in the bull ring, but at performances for the moments, for this glimpse of seconds that you would think that the artist, the performer, was touched by God. And then it went from the theater to the bull ring and then just transformed into ole with time. But it's actually Allah.
That is wonderful. Yeah, I say that every day. Yeah. God is the greatest.
Yes, he is.
And if you don't believe it, if you don't believe that there's a God, stand on your balcony for a period of 3 months. Look at the trees, watch the sky, feel the weather. And in 3 months, everything changes.
Yeah.
Everything changed. You look at a tree that's beautiful, got flowers and leaves and everything, and 3 months later, that tree is barren and dead, and it's gone, and you can't see anything. And then you look up 3 months later, it's starting to bloom. It's coming back to life. It's doing that. And I was sitting down writing the song "Go Black Magic." Fellow said to me, 10 minutes before I started to write it, let's write the song for the America's Cup. And I said, oh my God, what can I sing about a boat? I said, what kind of changes can I have for the boat? And then I saw him drive up to my driveway with his car, and I was sitting at my piano. And when I saw him, the music just came to me.
Wow.
Flowed through. Yeah.
It just came to me then. And when he got inside, I played him the song, and he said, "That's it, man." He said, "You've been working on it a while." I said, I just stumbled over it.
Oh wow. That's how it happens.
Oh.
That's how it happened.
Hey.
It just comes.
Nani.
Yeah.
Can you play just like 1 minute or 2 minutes on the trombone? Yeah. Do you know how rare it is?
Lipstick on? I'm gonna have like I'm gonna try.
Oh really? Lipstick mess it up?
No, it's like my face is gonna get messed up.
Oh,
I have this video.
Yeah,
you should check it out. It's on YouTube, on Instagram. And it's like a tutorial how to play trombone when you have lipstick. And it's called Trombone Lipstick Challenge.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Not me.
That's one thing about a musician. You don't worry about what you look like.
That's right. Oh my God. Oh.
Yeah, like you have like this huge red circular thing, and you're like that. Like you play trombone on stage, and then you gotta sing. So then you have like a second lip.
Yeah. Well, in the 4th grade, like we was on welfare, so I told my mom, they used to have the musicians from the union come to the school and play for the kids, right?
Okay.
And I saw the trumpet, and I go, "Oh, I want to play that, Mom," And so she had to sign this thing that if they get you to take it home, if you break it, you got to pay $300, right? My mom said, "I'll kill you if you break it." Right. So I went to go play you got. Right? You got with your lips, right? And the next day my lip was all, and the girls was laughing at me. I put the thing down.
That's it? That was your only try.
Well, I couldn't get no girlfriends no more. I mean, like,
come on.
My lip, and so.
If you'd kept it up, you'd have been Miles Davis by now.
That's right. Yeah.
You probably get along with girls by now.
Yeah.
By now, for sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Play us something. Come on. What's that sting tune you do?
The Shape of My Heart thing.
Yeah.
Something like that. Is that distorted on the?
No, it's right.
No, it came through great.
And I gotta wipe the thing so I don't get a circle.
Okay.
All right. So let's see what I can play for you.
Look at that amateur.
Fantastic. There you go.
Look at that amateur. Yeah.
That's the opening of one of the songs from the album.
Oh wow.
It's only 4 tracks of trombone and vocals.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, Ronald and I are putting together a band right now. Ronald, you got to hear us play piano and sing.
Well, I got no place to go. I'm sitting here.
Let's see. What am I gonna play for you?
Wow.
I just want him to hear your beautiful voice.
I'm gonna do a lullaby that my grandmother used to sing to me.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
Maybe I have to tilt the camera.
Yeah, a little bit.
We see you. We got
There you go. That's perfect.
Durme, durme, querido hijico, durme, durme sin ansia ni dolor. Cierra tus tuyos ojitos, durme, durme con sabor. Durme, durme, querido hijico, durme, durme sin ansia ni dolor. Será tus tuyos ojitos, durme, durme con sabor. De las horas salidas, mi hermosa tomarás. Entonces, querida hijico, criaturas tímidas. Entonces, querida hijico, criaturas Durme, querido hijico, durme, durme sin ansia ni dolor. Cierra tus tuyos ojitos, durme, durme con sabor. De las lunas salidas, novia hermosa, tomarás. Y tú allí, mi querido hijico, a mirarte empezarás. Y tú allí, mi querido hijico, a mirarte empezarás.
Oh, girl.
Beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow. Just wow.
So
Fantastic.
Yeah, we gotta bring you to New Zealand
okay, I'm game.
Yeah,
when I come.
for
Let me know.
sure. For sure.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Thanks,
Very
Dan.
nice.
Thanks for listening.
What's the language you sang that in?
It's called Ladino. It's the
Ladino.
language of the Sephardic Jews.
Okay.
Thanks.
Very nice.
Yeah, man.
Thank you.
Oh.
Thank you very much.
I love it.
Yeah.
The thing about music,
Hmm.
everyone can't do it, but
Right.
everyone feels the same way.
That's true.
Doesn't matter the language. Everyone feels the same way. If you can get that feeling to them, you got them. First time I went to Japan, I went to a nightclub called Ichiku Park or something. It was at the Ginza. And when you walked in, they had the black lights on. All you could see was images of the people. The image looked like I was in a nightclub in Harlem. They had afros, they had the big bell-bottom pants, they were doing that. And when the lights came on, you walk in and you see that they dressing cool like Americans and things like that. And you say, hey, man, what's up? How you doing? They didn't know what you were talking about. They look just like you. They dress like you. They dance like you. But they didn't know what you were talking about.
That's crazy.
You know, I had that experience when we played in Hong Kong. Because I was doing 3 Times a Lady, right? And people had their lighters going from side to side, and they were singing 3 Times a Lady with me. 18,000 people doing like this with just a lighter, right? And you go up to try to have a conversation with me, like, what the hell are you talking about?
They're gonna look at you like you just grew 2 heads.
Now I feel really lucky. Like I had the store in Vietnam, and I had like a moment like you when people were going with a lighter, singing "Hey You" with me, and then they actually spoke to me after the concert. So now it seems very special, you know.
that was one of your songs, "Hey You."
Yeah, that's the one I mentioned before. You remember when you asked me what was the song about the self-worth? So that's that one. Yeah,
wonderful.
Yeah.
I talked with Tom yesterday, and Tom told me a secret that he's a quartet singer, barbershop quartet singer.
Oh yeah,
I am. Yeah, barbershop harmony singer.
Yeah, he sings the lead, and that's also how I started in high school. We had a quartet, and I started singing. And then when we started singing, I was standing next to the marching band, and then I heard them playing, and I said, "Oh, let me go see what they're doing over there." It just went around. I went to all of it. Oh, there's no joy like the joy you get from music.
Making music.
No, and with the barbershop quartet, that's pure harmony.
Pure.
I tell kids all the time, you got to stay in your own lane and don't move, right?
Yeah.
Don't listen to the other ones. Don't listen to just
don't
do
let
yours.
Put you off. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful thing when it comes together like that, right? So,
but you know, people don't really, if they don't do it, they don't understand that they can sing with you, but not the same note.
Yeah.
They can sing with you.
You gotta train the ear to do that.
You do.
And that's this fellow that I tell you with the 5 or 6 horns and all of that.
Yeah.
He'll come in, he want to sing, and whoever's singing in the room, he's going to go to that part.
Yeah, definitely. There's a guy named Lenny Williams, a great singer, right?
Yeah.
And I remember I was going to do a session with Lenny, and, you know, he said, hey, we got the great Skyler Jett in the room. That dude know all the harmonies and stuff like that.
Knows all the
chords. Lenny, you got hit records out. I ain't never had no hit records. He said, yeah, but man, singing background is way harder than singing lead.
A lot of people just can't hear that harmony.
Yeah,
that's right.
They can't hear it.
Absolutely.
And then the thing that's most beautiful is when the person who's singing the harmony with the melody got as much feeling in the harmony as they got in the melody.
Yeah.
And I think that all of it should express itself the same way.
Yeah.
Most people want to sing harmony. Most people want to do the harmony, and they want to do just plain square harmony and stuff. But I like for it to flow like the melody. Yeah. I love that.
But that's the mark of a good musician, I think, you know?
It is.
Well,
yeah, the amount of emotion that you put into whatever you're playing, even if you're playing just one note, if you do it properly.
There you go, girl.
I started doing all those records and stuff like that. The reason why his background is so hard is because you all have to sing at the same time. You got to sing with the same intensity. You have to breathe at the same time. You got to come off the note at the same time. That's why I was on the team, because we could do that with each other. We just naturally knew, you know, when to come off the note. And
without a conductor.
Yes. And you got to stay in pitch, of course, as well.
Yeah. I always tell people, oh, that's going to cost you more if you want me to be in tune.
We can just sing in separate rooms.
Yeah.
Different melodies.
And you know, creating parts, because my dear friend Patty Austin told me when Luther Vandross came on the scene, because she was doing all the McDonald's commercials and Coke and all that stuff like that. And when Luther Vandross came on the team, one of the producers said, "Hey, what do you guys hear? What do you hear right here?" Right? And Luther said, "I hear some money jingling." Because if you're gonna have me come up with something that you don't even want me, you know, you got to pay. You got to pay me more, right? And she said he took over the sessions after that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Ronald, what's on the agenda for you? You know?
Oh man, I first off, my daughter is in LA. When she's here in New Zealand, I try to get her to come in the studio with me and mess with me, because this computer is not like another musician, you know. It does everything, but you got to know how to talk to it.
Right.
And she knows that. But she called me and she said, "Dad, I got the opportunity to write some songs for some people." I say, "Okay, well, just tell me who the people are and what kind of song you want, and I'll see what I can do." And then she comes back with Doja Cat, and I mean, the girls at the top of the chart. She say, "Okay, I got Doja Cat, I got this girl, I got this girl, I got this boy." I said, "Oh my God." I said, "Okay, I'm trying now to write music like I'm 23 years old."
Going back to the roots.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's a lot of fun for me. It's a lot of fun for me to try and create something that would inspire the kids. I'm not fooling with the words because my lingo is too old for them.
For them, yeah.
I'm going to try. I got a young lady here who wants to sing and she wants to write. So I'm writing the tracks and I'm bringing her in and I'm trying to inspire her in the right direction. You know how I do. I'll wake you up and bring you to the studio.
Oh my God!
Sit there until we do something.
I fell asleep one night. It was about 4 o'clock in the morning. Hey, get up, Skyler! Come on, man! I got this idea, huh? And we used to have so much fun. You know, it's 12 notes from Bach to rock. Everything is in there.
But you can only put them together so many different ways.
That's right. When I looked up on Google how many love songs there was, 5 billion.
5 billion. Wow.
Yeah.
It's almost one per person.
Yeah, we don't need another love song. They got enough of them.
You can sit 5 people in a room and you can say a paragraph, and everyone in the room will understand the paragraph, but they'll think about it differently.
Oh yeah.
That's why you must know that variety is the spice of life.
Yes, it is.
Anything that remains the same always gets to be old-fashioned.
Oh yeah, it's like you were saying. You know, if you start doing lyrics to the kids, they go, "What was that?" Right?
Well, yeah. What is he talking about?
You know, you remember when we were young, you couldn't cuss on records.
No, you better not. If you did, you wasn't going to get it played anywhere.
You got the hook, right?
Yeah.
But now they say anything. They be making up
swear words. I know.
Oh man,
I know that's right.
And I have to tell them all the time. I you know, you can't be in my movement with those kind of lyrics, because the kind of songs that I write are for healing, education, and solving problems. But it could be any kind of instrumentation whatsoever, right? Yeah. But I'm trying to get kids to write about how we can take care of each other.
You have to understand one thing. And this has always been difficult for me. I'm a creator of music. And if I'm going to work with somebody, the first thing I have to do is let go of my control of what I like. If she comes in and she got a different idea, I let her be her and I let me be me. And we try to put the two things together. Never try and make her like me. I never try to get her to speak like me. If they're kids and they want to swear and they're talking to kids and kids understand it, let them speak to themselves. Let them speak to themselves. We can't hold our values over them. That's why the younger generation and the older generation starts to split up, because we don't want them cursing and they don't want to hear us talk about old God. They don't want to hear that.
Right.
So we have to let them be what they are. And that's the only way that you can receive assistance from somebody else. Let them be who they are.
I love both of you. And Tom and I would like to thank you for coming on the show today.
Fantastic show.
It's been really, really wonderful. See you guys.
See you guys.
Love.
See you.
See ya.
Ciao.
Music can save the world. Music can save the world. If we all get together, music can save the world.